Hi, what's up? Huge breaking news in the NBA. James Harden from the Houston Rockets. His trade request demands have finally paid off, and he is going over to the Brooklyn Nets. No Kyrie Irving was in this trade, so we do have a big three of James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving. This is NBA 2K My League on steroids right now. We haven't seen a big three ever since LeBron James, D. Wade, and Chris Bosh. But when it comes down to it, these are three essential scoring stars in the league. Kevin Durant is a top 3 player in the league right now. James Harden is around a top 6, top 7 player in the league. And Kyrie Irving is around top 15 to top 20. So we do have a point guard, shooting guard, and small forward who can play iso ball, which is their standard play of game. And within that, they can give you 30 a night easily. The Brooklyn Nets are going to be a force. So let's look at the trade details. Essentially, there was 2 trades because Indiana came in late. So we're going to walk it through pretty much this 4-team trade, quote unquote. So number 1, the Brooklyn Nets, they received James Harden on their franchise. The Houston Rockets, they received Caris LeVert, but they trade him off to Indiana for Victor Oladipo. So essentially, the Rockets got Victor Oladipo, Dante Exum, Kukoc, 3 Brooklyn Nets first rounders, 4 Brooklyn first round swaps, and 1 mid-level first. So that's what the Houston Rockets are getting within that of letting go their player, their star player. After that, we do have the Indiana Pacers. So the Indiana Pacers had Victor Oladipo, but they switched him off, and the Indiana Pacers are essentially getting young stud Caris LeVert on their team and a second rounder. And we do have the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are surprisingly that 3rd team in the mix. So the Cavaliers get Jarrett Allen from the Brooklyn Nets, and they get Taurean Prince. So first initial reaction, listen, it comes to James Harden, man. The LA Lakers are my favorites to win the 2021 championship. They have been and will to be. But if you're looking at the Brooklyn Nets as of right now, having those 3 star players on your team, I doubt they try to trade away Kyrie Irving, even though he's had his quote-unquote episodes and such forth. But whenever it comes down to this right now, I'm going to assume it's Kyrie, Kevin Durant, and James Harden. Most people right now would have them favorites to win the NBA championship with all that star power. I'm still going to roll with the LA Lakers, but if you're the Brooklyn Nets, there's no excuse how you do not get to the NBA Finals. Now, the Brooklyn Nets should be automatic favorites in the whole league to win the championship because you have 3 star players in the making. And this kind of alludes back into LeBron James's legacy. You know, he's going against another quote-unquote super team or another dynamic team with star players. So if LeBron James wins this championship, is that another reason to put on his list and his resume to declare him as the GOAT? The Brooklyn Nets right now should come out of the East. They have 3 open roster spots as of right now. I really wish they would have gotten Taj Gibson, but it's too late. He's joining the New York Knicks as it is to be. So with 3 open roster spots for free agents, you can pretty much pick up like an Allen Crabbe, an Iman Shumpert on your team, maybe a Tyson Chandler for another defensive anchor. They're going to need some more veteran presence on that team, especially as they're trying to go for an NBA championship. So the Brooklyn Nets, of course, they won the trade. I don't care if they gave away all those first-round picks. You have James Harden, KD, and Kyrie in the prime of their careers. You're fine. This is not like the situation where you got Paul Pierce, Jason Terry, and Kevin Garnett. Not the case whatsoever. Those guys were 36 to 39 years of age, somewhere in that mix. And they were not true. You know, they were a very nice team, but no, not the same. Not the same. Brooklyn gets the W. The Houston Rockets right now, I think you could have done better. I'm very shocked they traded away Caris LeVert for Victor Oladipo right after. I do understand when it comes to an expiring contract, but no, that's not the case. Indiana won that by getting Caris LeVert. If you're the Rockets right now, you're in a weird situation. Russell Westbrook is gone. He's out. So is James Harden right now. You have to rebuild. But essentially right now, they have John Wall, Boogie Cousins, now Oladipo on the team, and PJ Tucker. They got to make some trades. They got to get PJ Tucker out there. They need to start young and rebuild. So I don't really get the direction for Houston. If I were Houston, man, I would have done what I had to do to get a trade for Ben Simmons. But those talks were up in there. Now they're down. So for the Houston Rockets, they do get all those first-round picks, give them cap flexibility. They're going to try to stay competitive this season. And then next season, they're going to be able to orchestrate some more trades to get John Wall out of there and some of these other players. So I expect that to be the move for them to be competitive for the side of Houston. And with Houston, they're not making the playoffs. I doubt that to be. They still have a pretty nice team, but the mentality of the team isn't there. It's not going to happen. For the Indiana Pacers, this was a good trade for them. Essentially giving away Victor Oladipo to get Karis LeVert. Karis LeVert's around 25 years of age. He's a young stud. He's got great, quote-unquote, all-star potential for his peak. So Indiana right now, they have a nice young team. They're going to be in the playoffs based on this trade. Who else? And then Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cavaliers, you're basically giving away Dante Exum. Who else? I think they just gave away Dante Exum and returned the guy Jared Allen. They may have thrown in a second-round pick or something. I'm not sure, but that's that's good for Cleveland, man. I mean, you got all these bigs: Andre Drummond, Thon Maker, Jared Allen. I'm missing one more cat within that, but overall, Brooklyn, they get an A+. The Rockets, it's okay. I would have really pushed for Ben Simmons, but it is what it is. The Indiana Pacers, they get a huge plus. This is a good direction for them within their franchise. And then Cleveland Cavaliers, it's nice, but for James Harden, and it comes down to the Houston Rockets, that's no longer in existence. When it comes now to the Brooklyn Nets, they're a team that likes to play iso ball. Kevin Durant's always stated that, even though he went to Golden State, but it's in his nature, it's in his roots to go iso ball. Same thing with Kyrie, James Harden. They're going to kill it out there, and I know you cats don't like those three together. I don't prefer it to be. I would actually prefer the Brooklyn Nets to let go of Kyrie and just have a dynamic duo of Kevin Durant and James Harden, but I doubt that's going to be the case. I really do. But when it comes down to it, all three are not going to play at the same time altogether. There's going to be a lot of times to where Kyrie will probably handle run with it the second quarter with that unit, and you can always mix up the players together. Only Kyrie Irving and James Harden are ball dominant. They can make it work through the first quarter and play out throughout the rest of the game. Kevin Durant is a wing. He does not need to bring up the ball. He is fine not doing so. So the Brooklyn Nets, they should make the NBA Finals. Now, if we see Los Angeles Lakers against Brooklyn Nets, that's pretty much expected to be as of right now. I'm still going to roll with the LA Lakers, but this one shocked me. I did not expect this to happen. I had my eye on it as a possibility, but I'm going to make another video going a little more deeper in these talk shows, get more of my takes on that. But my reaction, crazy stuff. The NBA world is shocked, and new era in the NBA once again. Peace.